Hi guys, welcome back to a new episode. In this one we are looking at Apxt again, because if we do have a quick look on the 1 day charts, we are down again. It's not what we like to see. I mean, from about 12 we have been building back up in price, but you know what, from about, literally 1 hour later at 1 o'clock, we saw a bit of a sell-off and now we are down for the whole day. It's not what we like to see, and of course all of that key information did come out yesterday, and we will be having a look at that one on Saturday, which is tomorrow. But in this one we're giving my personal reaction for what has happened, and of course a bit of a forecast into next week, but we will be covering that a bit more on Sunday. So yeah guys, Apxt, why is it down right now, and all that kind of, well, bad stuff really. We're covering that in this episode. If it sounds like a plan, please leave a like and subscribe, but do remember that of course I am not a financial advisor, and I recommend that you do your own research, and of course don't just follow me blindly. But with that being said, let's jump straight in. So guys, you know what, AvePoint as a company, or Apxt, does have some real long-term potential, but you know what, looking at this one, how it has been moving, unfortunately, it hasn't been too good to us over the past month. If we're looking, we would be up only 2% if we'd have bought in at the start of the month, and things were looking like they were going to start to kick off only a few days ago. If we look on Wednesday the 3rd of February, and of course that was this week, we were at basically almost at highs, which put us up to about 1663. Now of course from there we saw a bit of momentum drop, and of course once those actual S4 filings and earnings did come out, it dropped even further. Now that is a bit unusual, because I'm sure we were all speculating that this one was going to be boosted by that information. I personally believe that it was going to take a big boost from that information, and to see it fall is a bit disappointing, especially being as Apxt has been pretty flat over the past few days. So guys, currently if you'd have bought in even at this point here of 1486, you would only be up by 3%, which is kind of significant, but obviously for a SPAC it's not what we like to see, especially when only a few days ago we were on about 12%. So guys, my personal reasoning for this is I think a lot of people got a bit too excited with this one, and of course basically once those results came out, they kind of bought the hype and then sold the news, i.e. bought it when people were speculating that it was going to come out. As soon as it came out, I think a lot of people did sell it. Is this a bad thing? Short term it's definitely a bad thing, because it has obviously made the price fall by a lot, but obviously with this one there is still room until that date of the merger, and I think that the good information that we have now will hopefully help us. So guys, when we're looking at a price for the next week or so with this one, I would personally like to see it start to climb a bit more, because it is starting to get a bit depressing, and I think we are coming up close to the merger now. We are in February, so there isn't too long to go, and I think with what we are seeing, yes, the potential is there with this company. The fundamentals are pretty great in my opinion, so it does, it's a bit confusing as to why this one is falling right now. But honestly guys, if I was going to be buying this one, I think now would be a decent point. But you got to be asking yourself the question, how much hype do you really see coming for this one? People have been asking me my personal price targets down in the comments, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. I definitely think it could hit between $25 and $35 before the merger, but honestly guys, with the information that we are seeing now, I'm pretty skeptical to say that. I personally would like to see it happen. Obviously, like I've said, the fundamentals definitely are there, so it is confusing as to why this SPAC is dead. I think SPACs are kind of not getting as much attention as they used to be, or at least some of them aren't, because obviously only a few months ago a company like this becoming a SPAC would definitely have seen a lot more attention, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. There definitely is still some room for growth, and I would like to see it actually hotten up a few days closer to the merger. I think, even if we can pick up at that late point, we will definitely have enough room to make a profit. So when it comes to that $30 point, or at least price target, in my personal opinion, I think there is still room for that one, because we have seen over the past few days how quickly this stock can move when it is, working in its favor. But on the other hand, we've seen how quickly it can drop and how stagnant it can be over the past month. So I do still have hope. Honestly guys, I do have shares in this one, and I am still holding, and currently my shares are down because I added more back at this position here, around the $15 range exactly, and of course now it is down from there. So I'm not personally too concerned, but I would make sure to do your own research. But honestly guys, tomorrow we'll be looking at those S4 filings, and of course the earnings. Earnings are positive. I think even with SPACs, yes, a lot of the time we do see big growth pre-merger, but on the rare occasion we do see a SPAC which sees barely any growth pre-merger and a lot of growth post-merger. I think that is definitely what we could be seeing with Apxt, and I think if that is the case, I am still not too concerned. But either way guys, I have a position in Apxt. You know what, I'm definitely willing to hold it for the long term. I am looking to get a bit of that SPAC hype and sell off though at a high point, but if that isn't the case, I would not be too concerned, because I personally believe that the fundamentals are there. But that's just my personal position guys. Come and tell me what you think of this one in the comment section. Are you selling it? Are you buying more? Do you see some potential pre-merger? Do you see it post-merger? Do you think it's going to be pretty flat? that, because it has been pretty depressing over the past 5 days. You know, if you had bought in at the start of the week and held until now, you would be up, but only by 2%, which is not too significant. And of course, even over the past month, if not the past few months, we have seen a bit of traction building, but not really by too much. So it is kind of upsetting that we are seeing this. But now that we have the official paperwork and the official earnings reports, it does show more potential customers on this system or this platform. I think that will help them long term if you are a long term investor, but short term, I just don't know where this is going. I would like to see it hotten up next week and see a bit more growth, and I think if we can see growth next week, I would still be optimistic of hitting that $30 price target, but honestly, it's got to start moving a bit faster if we are going to get there, in my personal opinion. And if it doesn't start moving faster, we could be looking at a $20 price target. So of course, that would still give us some decent room for profit, but not what we were really expecting. But it definitely does depend on what happens in the next 2 to 3 weeks maximum, because of course that is around the time which we do anticipate the merger happening. So I hope you enjoyed this quick video, guys. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye until then.